Ben's driver tried to proceed through the cut-through and failed. Had he gone ahead and taken a legal U-turn, he could have saved, after expenses, damages, medical bills, and more, a staggering $16,500. The turning Jeep driver was probably lost and blindly turned, causing the crash. The camera couldn't go back to find out since the snowstorm was worsening and the highway was about to be shut down. The car in front of the camera jolted and then braked on this icy and snowy road, which caused the swerve to the concrete wall. Always drive with extra caution on icy and snowy roads. The driver fails to pay attention to both sides of oncoming traffic and blindly pulls out in front of the camera, resulting in the crash. The silver car driver proceeded through the cut-through and turned left, not seeing the truck driver. Had the driver turned right and made a U-turn ahead, this could have been easily prevented. The Prius driver failed to check their mirrors and sides and tried to merge but sideswiped the camera. The Prius driver committed a hit and run, but since the damages were minimal, the camera just let it go. The driver that hit the camera had the audacity to ask the camera, "Well, what happened?" and then tried to run away by saying, "Well, I'd like to get to church," while the camera was on the phone with the cops. The driver failed to notice what was directly in front of them and only paid attention to oncoming traffic, which resulted in the inevitable crash. The truck driver wasn't paying full attention to what was directly in front of him, causing him to slam into the camera. Even the driver behind the truck driver wasn't paying attention. The camera's damages weren't too serious. The camera claims he could have maintained a more distant following, but at the same time the Subaru could have proceeded. Insurance is still working on the matter. Who do you think they'll rule at fault? Let me know your thoughts down below. The damages that were caused were only some paint scratches and losing a wheel cap. The camera wasn't injured, thankfully. He claims this is a lesson learned to not speed on snowy roads.
Whoa!
The cruise driver wanted Starbucks and pulls a last-second maneuver, hitting the Camry and also forcing them to hit the pole. The cruise driver would be at fault for this accident. The camera's alertness and quick thinking got him out of that situation. However, I'd advise against swerving, and here's why. If you maintain your lane and they hit you, it's their fault. However, if you swerve and there happens to be a car in the next lane and you hit it, then unfortunately you would be at fault. The Camry, which happens to be the car that entered the intersection from the right, had a yellow while the Sonata blew the red and was T-boned. Both parties blamed each other, so the Camry gave the footage to the police and the Sonata driver was cited. The camera was fine and no one was ticketed. However, officers did blame the CRV driver for the crash. Insurance rolled this 60-40, 40% being the camera's fault and the CRV being 60% at fault. Do you agree with their assessment? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this was potentially insurance fraud or just plain oblivious driving? Let me know what you think. The truck driver failed to secure his load, causing it to fly out of the truck and hit the car behind him. Ensuring you secure your load is safer for you, others, and those few moments saves you time and money. The van driver tried to say that the camera was speeding, which is why she didn't see him, and then lied to the officers. The camera stayed silent and showed the officers the footage after she lied, and the officers found her at fault. I have to admit this is refreshing. The reversing driver bumped into the camera's car and was cordial and pure enough to leave a note apologizing and left his information. He was very apologetic and said he would hope someone leaves a note for him. Very noble indeed. The Subaru driver blindly reversed into the camera's car, which happened to be a Tesla. The newer Teslas have an automatic dash cam feature which clearly caught the hit and runner and the plates.